Hello, I am Patrick Ananta Sutardjo. I am Kali child, and I would like to talk about the topic of lamas, gurus, and spiritual teachers, or so-called spiritual teachers, because there are many lamas and gurus and spiritual teachers of different spiritual traditions, like of Buddhism and of Hinduism, or self-called spiritual teachers of their own invention, for example Eckhart Tolle or other people around in this world who do not follow the right path and accordingly cannot teach the right path to people, and people trust those lamas, gurus, and spiritual teachers, or self-announced spiritual teachers, and they're misled in error, and the end of it is rebirth in hell after physical death. There are lamas and gurus and spiritual teachers who eat meat, who do not sanction the eating of meat, and who do not sanction the killing of animals for meat or for fashion products like fur or leather, or who do not speak out against animal testings, who do not speak out against cruelty against animals and nature. And such people, they eat meat regardless of the fact that Buddha teaches in his scriptures, for example in the Dhammapada, to not cause the killing of sentient beings, to not cause harm to sentient beings, which includes meat eating, which causes harm and killing of sentient beings, the animals. And Buddha also teaches in the Surangama Sutra that no one can escape the cycle of birth and death, of samsara, of suffering, if someone eats meat. Someone who eats meat is transgressing against the highest law, and people who do eat meat and call themselves lamas or gurus or spiritual teachers of, let's say, Zen or Zen Buddhism or Buddhism or Hinduism, or whatever Buddhist tradition, they are false teachers. They are transgressing against the highest law, and they are, in actuality, they are heretics. They are heretics against the Dharma. The Dharma teaches love and compassion towards all sentient beings, and this includes the animals in nature. So meat eating is definitely forbidden by the Dharma, and meat eating has very bad karmic repercussions, has very bad karmic consequences, and leads to hell after death. So do not follow those false lamas, those false gurus, and those false spiritual teachers who eat meat and who say and teach that meat eating would not be a problem, and that it would not be a problem, it would be a matter of choice, and that it would not be a sin. Meat eating is sin. Even only consenting to the killing and cruelty inflicted upon animals or inflicted upon any sentient beings is sin and leads to hell. The Buddha has taught in the sutras, and you should be very careful and very attentive when it comes to lamas, gurus, and spiritual teachers who are acclaimed by the public, who are acclaimed by Buddhist leaders or by spiritual leaders in the world, so-called spiritual leaders, so-called gurus. You should be very careful with such, even though these people are applauded in the world, even though these people are exalted by certain people in the world and are called to be spiritual teachers that have a certain authority and wisdom and knowledge, which they have not. They are heretics. They eat meat. They They are responsible for the killing of sentient beings. They do not follow the Buddha Dharma in reality, whether they practice Zen, whether they practice Buddhism, whether in all these things. They speak about enlightenment and detachment and things like that, which is not wrong. But the central point, the pivotal point of love and compassion is not in their own lives. So when such people die, do not say that they would have gone to heaven, or that they would have entered parinirvana, or that they would have attained moksha, or that they would have gone to Krishna, to Vaikuntha or to Goloka. Do not say such things, because you do not know where people actually go after their death, where they are reborn, because this depends on their karma, and on their karma alone, on their works, what they have done, what they have said, what they have thought, what they have done, how they worked in their lives. And this determines where, after the bardo, where they will be reborn, whether it be a heavenly place, whether it be the human realm again, or whether it will be the hungry ghost realm or the hellish realm. So be careful with certain gurus, lamas, and spiritual teachers. When they meet their heretics, they do not follow the Buddha Dharma. They cannot teach you the way to heaven. They cannot teach you the way to nirvana. They cannot teach you the way to moksha, because the way, or the ways to all these states are by a vegetarian diet, and you cannot attain any liberation from the cycle of samsara, from the cycles of birth and death and rebirth and suffering when you eat meat. This is what I wanted to talk about today. Please think about this. Do not follow the wrong people, even if they are highly esteemed by the establishment, by the religious establishment or so, and so on. This is also valid for other religions like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Sikhism also, and Jainism. Vegetarianism is, of course, inherent in the religion itself, but do not follow people who consent to cruelty and killing, and to eat meat, and who are not against the killing of animals. I wish you all the best. I pray that you walk on the straight path, on the good path, on the path of righteousness, loving kindness, and compassion. I pray that you may be free from the causes of suffering, and that you walk the way according to Dharma, and may you be blessed and your family. Om Mani Padme Hum.